Oh hey, you're still alive. That's good. Welcome back. You may have noticed that this game is kind of lacking in updates. But that's fine, maybe he's busy. Anyway. Today we're going to review the various types of weapons, vehicles, tactics, and many more of the wonderful game that is Ravenfield. And rank it to a tier list. With mods being the exception. Seriously, how could you expect me to rank all these? Now if you're wondering, what is Ravenfield? I've already made a video of that, but to be honest, it's kind of outdated and trash. So basically Ravenfield is single-player battlefield with slow motion and racism.
Absolutely nothing wrong, but they're blue. I've always hated the color blue. You know why?
Why?
No reason.
The game is still currently an early access game developed by one developer and released in 2017. Now with that done, let's get into it.
The year is 1887, and I have a shotgun. Let me prove it.
We begin with weapons, starting with the best assault rifle, the Patriot. It comes with 3 versions, normal, 40mm grenade launcher, and suppressor for stealth operations. It has built-in optic that allows for excellent accuracy and overall a very good assault rifle, being able to take down opponents with 2 to 3 shots.
Wanna break from me?
Now with long-range weapons comes with the SL Defender. The general gameplay of a sniper is to sit in one spot and wait, spot the enemy, and shoot. Moving on to the close quarters category, Ravenfield can provide you many different weapons for this job. First we have your pistols. The game has 2 pistols, the S97 and the revolver. You also have automatic pistols. All of these do pretty good in close quarter combat if you know what you're doing. Now the only SMG in the game that is the Greaser, which is the in-game version of the M3A1 grease gun. It does pretty well in close quarter combat, but its effectiveness drops off in longer ranges.
Wow!
Now all of these CQC weapons are neat, but they are nothing compared to the shotgun. The true dominant of CQC with the mindset being, why shoot each bullet when you can shoot them all at once? Yeah! Now leaving the small arms category, onto the big boys, anti-tank equipment. The game has 3 different anti-tank launchers. The Dagger being your generic normal rocket launcher, the Slam R, which is a recoilless rifle that goes faster than the Dagger, and the Scalpel, the in-game equivalent of the Javelin.
Position cleared and under control.
Oh, let's go, that's class!
Moving on to the grenades and equipment, we first take a look at the Thumper. It's basically the same 40mm grenade from the Patriot and contains 2 different munitions, being the regular explosive and smoke. Speaking of smokes, we have the smoke grenade.
No! Stop! Back!
You pull the pin, you throw it, and it releases smoke. Incredible. What this does is it obstructs the enemy visibility, which in turn you can use when advancing to a position. Say HMG is defending a position. Get a smoke in and you can advance without dislocating your kneecaps. Now the frag grenade and the flashbang, both are good in clearing rooms in their own ways. The flashbang release a loud deafening noise, putting your character to ragdoll instantly. While one day, the frag grenade wakes up and shows violence. They are effective on turning your enemies into red mist in 5 seconds. Now onto vehicles. The base game has 11 vehicles for you to choose, starting with land vehicles. We have quad bikes and jeeps. These light vehicles can get you from point A to point B with relative ease, except if you encounter an enemy. They are very common in maps and easy to access, especially the quad bike. Jeeps can carry up to 4 people, and the MG version sacrificing capacity, with more fire.
I mean, it's alright, like...
Moving up, we have the APC, Armored Personnel Carrier. Pretty self-explanatory. It is armed with an autocannon and a MG and can be killed with 2 or 3 shots with anti-tank equipment. But God help you if you don't have one. The APC is amphibious, so it can cross rivers, swim up on shore, and capture an objective easily with the help of its 6 dismount. And then you have the tank, this slow, sluggish, big tank. Fun fact, the tank does not have any smoke launchers, meaning it can't resist scalpel missiles. Here's the average experience of a crewman. You spawn, drive up to an objective, seize Jeep, destroy Jeep, seize infantry, liquefy, infantry, seize tank. Die. Spawn back in as tank, again drive to objective, spots APC, vaporize APC. That brings us to our next vehicle, the helicopter, specifically the attack helicopter. True dominant of the vehicle wildlife. It can kill everything, even planes. Armed with 24 rockets, a MG, and the anti-tank laser-guided missile. But don't let that name fool you, this missile can destroy anything. You just need to laze a target and click. With the downside is your aircraft's movement will be halted during the missile's flight. Now I love helicopters, but the AI can sometimes behave strange. When the AI is strafing an enemy under the helicopter, it will do this. This little maneuver can cause the AI to crash, but most of the time they can recover and survive, but it's still a major problem. The transport helicopter is the same thing as a Jeep, but it can fly and carries more people. Now onto planes. You have the fighter and the bomber. The fighter fights, the bomber bombs. I don't really play planes that much, especially when the game lag spikes, which makes planes unplayable. However, there are mods in the workshop that makes plane gameplay much better. Now the boats. I don't really have anything to say about this one. The Marlin as well, a Marlin. It can be useful when you're playing on an island map, which obviously has a lot of water. And the warship is an interesting one. The model hasn't been overhauled like the other vehicles. It has rocket artillery and this autocannon with a smiley face on
it. It don't go down.
It goes down.
No, it don't.
It do go down.
Oh!
Tactics. Ravenfield has plenty of goofy ways to annihilate your enemies. Get some explosives, plant them to your vehicle, and drive towards your local police department. This is the BBIED tactic, arguably the best way to use the C4. And you don't even need to be the one driving. Just recruit a soldier and order him to get in, and drive towards an objective onwards to his demise. A very simple way to deliver domestic terrorism to your enemies. Speaking of driving, we have road killing. A simple yet fun way of killing enemies, but beware. If you're driving Jeep or a quad bike, you're very much exposed. Thus you must tactically position yourself and strike at the right moment. And speaking of ramming things, we have the kamikaze tactic. And oh my god, why do they do that? Sometimes when you're in any flying vehicle, a plane would strafe you and decides to do this. It's like their controller disconnected or something. Anyway, ramming things with planes are not as effective as you'd think. Sure, you could ram air vehicles and kill infantry, but other than that? No. Ground vehicles such as tanks, APCs, Jeeps, and quad bikes just doesn't work.
It's the biggest piece of dog shit that I have ever heard.
Moving on, we have the battle plan, a feature that allows you to control the entire team, making you the sole commander. Thus you must employ your troops strategically, tactically, to win a battle.
For what purpose? And discarded to support.
That's right, this is the Thunder Run tactic. Grab your friends, hop in and thunder run from objective to objective. Very effective, anti-tank emplacement would just get overrun and enemy armor and infantry would turn to dust. Wait, what is that? Oh shit, run. Ah yes, air support. With this tactic you hop on either the attack helo or the bomber and deliver cruel and justified destruction. Oh, and support your friendlies of course, it says it right here. Now this one is like Thunder Run, but with transport helicopters. Again, pick up a bunch of friends and begin a continuous operation of dropping in objectives and quickly bug out. This seems familiar. Slow motion. By pressing the caps lock key, the entire battlefield will be moving at a slightly slower pace. Do people actually use these? For me personally, I never used it. And that's all. The various different weapons, vehicles, and tactics of the wonderful game that is Ravenfield. Now I know what you're gonna say. I missed out the other stuff. You missed this, you missed that. This video will be too long if I include everything. And if you disagree with these ratings whatsoever, to which I say, no.